Hey everybody, Uncle Rich here for Who's Telling the Truth? Well, we just had Candy do the countdown and it was so professional, I don't know what to do. Guys, I got one thing to say about tonight's show. It's cold. Right now it's 18 degrees in Danbury. It's 5 o'clock. Today is February 16th, and it's President's Day. Hey, the kids couldn't have had a better day to have off, I tell you. And we're going to name the show Green Tea. And, you know, on the last show, guys, I started to do a clip from the Green Tea Party. I'm not kidding, I'm not making it up. And you know how much I always diss Fox. So when they get their when they deserve their kudos, I'm going to give it to them. And like I said, we ran out of time on the last show. So this show we're gonna show you all about the Green Tea Party. I'm not kidding. You know, this is Debbie Dooley, and we're going to show you some dynamite stuff about solar today, and. Also, we're going to show you a company by the name of Windstream. Guys, I never heard about them, but they make windmills, wind turbines that are just a pleasure to look at. And I tell you, they're the type of product that draw people's attention. They're a game changer. So we're going to have that tonight. But the first thing that we really want to talk about is the weather. I mean, the people up in Boston, I feel for them. I mean, they got no place to put the snow. I mean, we're going to show you, they have these snow melters that they're using, but they got no place to shovel it. I mean, as of today, this has been the snowiest 30-day stretch in Boston's history. As of today, they've accumulated 84.2 inches of snow in the last 30 days. The old record was 58.8, and that ended back in February 7th of 78. So as you can see, this could be the biggest year of snow. They're expecting 15 more inches of snow Tuesday into Wednesday. And if they get that, it'll be the snowiest season in Boston, Boston history. And so tonight, guys, we're going to start the show off with the first clip on what's going on in Boston. And I want you to pay close attention to the roofs, because they keep talking about how the roofs are in danger of collapsing. And, you know, I'm sure you've seen signs up, you know, where people will shovel your roof. And guys, we're going to show you a product that you can make yourself. And I tell you, it's going to blow you away when you see it. I mean, we're going to save a lot of people, a lot of aggravation, and a lot of agita after tonight's show. But first, we're going to show you a clip from CBS on how badly Boston is getting hammered, and then we're going to show you a partial solution for the problem. So, Judy, let's have the first clip.
Covered, the plow can barely fit through. This picture saying it all tonight, no more. This is their third crippling storm in a matter of weeks. Meanwhile, in the West tonight, these images of a wind-whipped fire in Northern California, homes destroyed. More on the scene there in a moment. But tonight, another storm coming, bitter cold too, and we begin with meteorologist Rob Marciano leading us off from Boston.
David, if this isn't a snow emergency, I don't know what is. Look at all of this snow. And there are mountains of it growing all over the city, not just in one season, but in just over the past 2 weeks.
Tonight, record busting, back breaking. Snow just keeps slamming the Northeast. In Rockland, Massachusetts, even this snow blower is struggling. This building nearby, caving in. Channel 5's Jack Harper right there.
7 workers inside at the time. They ran for their lives. They heard a big whoosh, and all of a sudden, the roof above them collapsed.
Thankfully, everyone got out in time.
Scary. It's like slow motion watching the whole thing come down. It was really slow.
Experts say a foot of heavy snow on an average-sized roof can weigh up to 14 tons.
Part of the Great Northeast.
Residents today scrambling to clear off their roofs, and icicles hanging past first-story windows. In Boston, 74 inches of snow so far this winter, more than Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New York City combined.
So far this winter, over 100,000 man-hours have been spent plowing the roads here in Boston. And when the snow has nowhere to go, they bring it here, where they're piling up by the story. They have brought in the heavy hitters, the big deer diggers, just to make room for more snow.
Mike O'Neill has been working since 11 a.m. Sunday.
Did these trucks ever stop coming in?
No,
Non-stop.
non-stop.
The rest of the Northeast hit hard too, with snow and an icy mix on the roads.
Traffic is now at a complete standstill here on I-87 near Albany.
Back in Boston, they're running out of room, so they're melting it with this.
They are working feverishly here. Load after load of snow into that giant snow melter. Can melt up to 350 tons of snow per hour. A lot of heat, a lot of...
Okay, that was an abrupt end. That's not anybody's fault in the control room. But guys, what are they going to do? What are they going to do with the snow? I mean, they got no place to put it. What are they going to do with it? And you know, you saw in there where they said, they showed you people shoveling their roofs. And the next clip we're going to show you is to save people the aggravation and the agita. And guys, when you see this clip, now they're talking, I think, in Swedish, but sometimes you don't have to understand what people are saying to get the message. So Judy, let's have the next clip.
Ootas nyt, mene. Joo. Antti, mennä.
Guys, some of you might be saying, what's the yellow plastic for? Well, that's just so the snow can slide off nice and easily. But I mean, look at how quickly he's getting the whole thing done, and it looks like it's virtually effortless. Hey, you guys are gonna owe us big time on this show, you know? I mean, the other shows talk about what they can do for you. We actually prove it. So, and this guy's almost done, and guys, we're gonna show you in the next clip how you can actually make one of these things yourself. So I don't want to hear any excuses, even though the guy won't be talking in English in the next clip. You'll get a kick out of it, because like I said, sometimes you don't have to understand what a person's saying to get the message. So we'll let this clip play out, and then we'll come back with the next one. I wonder where this guy is. It looks, no idea. Norway? Scandinavia? Denmark? One of those countries, right? All right, so Judy, you know what? Let's take it one step further. Let's show everybody how they can make these things themselves. So hit it.
Lumimatti on tuote turvalliseen lumen pudottamiseen katolta. Tuote koostuu 3 varsiosasta, halkaisuterästä ja lapaosasta. Lumimattia on helppo ja nopea käyttää turvallisesti maasta käsin. Lapa leikkaa lumen paloiksi, halkaisuterä puolittaa palasen ja lumi liukuu muovia myöten alas. Veitsiterää vaihtamalla voidaan lumimattia käyttää lumen pudottamiseen myös katonharjalta käsin. Tämä terä uppoaa ja halkaisee lumipaakut katolta. Huolehdi turvallisuudestasi työskennellessäsi katolla. Käytä putoamissuojia. Lumimatti peruspudotin. Lumimatti veitsiterä. Hanki Lumimatti nyt.
Guys, you're welcome. You're welcome. I mean, I can remember just 2 years ago, me and my son, a couple of jabones up on the roof, shoveling off the snow. We could have made one of these things easily. And, you know, and John and the guys at Ross Solar and the guys at Solar City, if somebody doesn't take this idea and run with it, I mean, because when we all know that when the panels get buried in snow, they produce absolutely no electricity. So there's no excuse. I don't know, maybe the guys that put the panels on the roofs, maybe they should supply the owners with something like this. But guys, you see how well it works. And, you know, there's only one thing I can say about something like this, you know? A horse can be drawn to water, you know, but a pencil has to be led. So if that's what we got to do, if we got to lead you on this show, that's the idea. And hopefully someone in the greater Danbury area will come up and say, hey, I can make those things, and you'll save people a lot of heartaches and a lot of headaches and who knows what else. All right, now, getting back to the original issue of the show, I want to talk about the Green Tea Party. And guys, I know it's hard to believe, and you're going to think, why would anybody involved with, you know, solar power have anything to do with the Tea Party? Well, guys, it's a matter of money. And finally, people are starting to get it. And this first clip is from Debbie Dooley. And the one thing I want you to notice, the opening scene, they're going to show you a church with a gorgeous array of solar panels on the roof. And I want to tell you, it's impressive. So take a good look at it and then listen carefully, and we'll show you another clip after this one. So Judy, hit it.
Some strange political bedfellows now joining forces in a campaign that would dramatically alter Florida's market for solar power. John Roberts, live in Tallahassee, the state capital, with that story. John?
John, good morning to you. The goal of this drive is to make solar installations like the one on this Presbyterian church in Tallahassee more common here. A coalition indeed of strange bedfellows, from the Tea Party on the right to left-wing environmental groups, announcing a drive to put a constitutional amendment on the November 2016 ballot that would allow homes and businesses to lease solar panels and then sell that electricity directly to tenants or neighbors. No utilities involved. What's most remarkable about this coalition is that these are groups with a long history of not getting along. Debbie Dooley is with the Tea Party, Stephen Smith with the Southern Alliance for Clean Energy. Most other issues, you two would be at each other's throats.
Yes.
How do you keep the peace here?
Well, we put blinders on, and we have a mutual respect for our differences.
Just because some conservatives disagree with us, say on something like climate change or something like that, that doesn't mean we can't work together.
The amendment would introduce direct competition to the big utilities here for the first time and is expected to draw a huge fight from them and the billionaire Koch brothers, who supply a lot of the fuel to power plants here.
By Koch-aligned groups, I've been called a fake conservative, a front for the left. I mean, if you Google my name, you will see how laughable that is. I've been called many things, but I've never been called a tree hugger.
They also called her a liberal. That coalition has got a year, John, to put together the 700,000 signatures necessary to get Supreme Court approval to put the measure on the ballot for November 2016. A poll conducted by the Wood Ayers Republican polling group last fall suggested if they can get it on the ballot, it would pass easily. John?
How much electricity are they generating there today, John?
Not a whole lot, John. It's not exactly a solar day here in the Sunshine State.
It's a little chilly there. John Roberts, thank you.
It is.
Guys, if the guys on Fox knew anything, they'd know that on cooler days, solar panels perform better. They actually work. The colder it gets, the better they work. Sorry, but it's a fact. And that's why we call the show Who's Telling the Truth, so that we can learn stuff like this. And you know, guys, previously, you know, on the last show, we talked about the decentralization of the grid and the power companies, and how actually the power companies or the utilities stand to make more money by generating less electricity. Now, I know that sounds counterintuitive, but that's the idea. By them managing the grid, by getting the maximum amount of the grid, by them saving everybody money, they will make more money. It's simple. It's like anything else. You know, when you manage things properly, you can save. Now, the next clip we're going to show you, it's the Tea Party versus the Koch brothers. And the Koch brothers, then let's be honest with each other. The Americans for Prosperity, and I love the name these guys come up with, the Heritage Foundation, you know, everything is so American with these guys. But, you know, when she said, you're going to see that during the clip, that it gets to the point where we have to decentralize the power structure. You know, you need the variety. And like on a previous show, you know, we showed all the solar panels up at the Park Avenue School and how much electricity they generate and how they can redistribute that wealth right across the street to the condos across the street. So CLMP doesn't have any losses. Normal losses in power distribution is around 30%. That's when you're on transmission lines. When you're just shipping the power across the street, there's no loss. So actually, when CLMP pays for a dime's worth of electricity, they get a dime's worth with solar. When they buy electricity from a gas-generated power plant, you know, they're paying 10 cents for the kilowatt, but they're only getting 7 cents worth of, you know, after it goes through the transmission line. The losses kill you. So with solar, you've eliminated that. So the next clip is going to be the Tea Party versus the Koch brothers. And guys, this is what's ripping the Republican Party apart. You got these two guys that are trying to buy it, and then you got the other part of the Republican Party that wants to be traditionalists, and the two sides don't go together. And you'll see in the next clip. So Judy, hit it.
In Georgia, a vote is expected tomorrow on whether the state's largest electricity provider needs to expand its use of solar energy. And the proposal has support in places you might not expect. Leaders of Atlanta's Tea Party are pushing for the solar expansion as a matter of free market choice. But despite the Tea Party's support, a political group founded by billionaire brothers Charles and David Koch wants Georgia's utility regulators to reject the new solar plan. That political group is Americans for Prosperity, which launched a multimedia offensive this week, including an email saying utility bills are as high as 40% higher on average in states with a renewable energy standard than in states without one. That's a claim the Associated Press reports is misleading. Joining me now is Debbie Dooley, National Coordinator for the Tea Party Patriots and co-founder of the Atlanta Tea Party. And still with me at the table, former Senator Byron Dorgan, Democrat from North Dakota, and Tyson Slocum, Director of Public Citizens Energy Program. Debbie, what is this fight about to expand solar, and why are you, as a Tea Party activist, engaged in it?
Well, we believe and we care about our environment. We just believe things should be done in a conservative way. We want to give consumers a choice. This solar plan will not have to be subsidized. And we believe that this giant utility monopoly deserves some competition and consumers deserve a choice.
You know,
it's just that simple.
This is music to my ears. I think this is where you and I can agree about monopolies, because when we talk about the energy market, we are not talking about anything that looks anything like a free market. It's not the market for cars, the market for shoes, the market for soda pop. In Georgia, right, you've got one company basically controlling your electricity, and consumers have no say in where that electricity comes from.
You are absolutely correct. And our stance on this is show us in the Constitution where government can pick winners and losers, and where the government can set up a monopoly and be an impediment to the free market. We believe it's wrong. That is an issue we are also going to be tackling this next legislative session. We will be asking legislators to overturn the Territorial Right Act of 1973 that actually allowed these monopolies to take place.
How do you feel about the Koch brothers, who obviously have a lot of money invested in legacy fossil fuels, coming in and spending a lot of money and going after your group for pushing for this solar expansion?
Well, as long as AFP Georgia is honest with the information, we don't have a problem with that. We get along with AFP on most issues. In all families, you're like siblings. You're going to have your squabbles where you disagree. But AFP Georgia is putting out absolutely false information. They're taking data from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, saying solar's too expensive, it has to be subsidized. The bottom line is solar prices have plummeted since 2008. Okay. They have dropped in some areas almost 75%, and it can give consumers a choice and protect the environment.
Debbie, I just want to go to Tyson here for some context about this, right? We've got a situation which solar is plummeting, and utilities, they get to control where they're sourcing their power, right?
Right, and in addition to that, if you're in the utility business, your job is to sell electricity to homes and businesses. The last thing you want is for homes and businesses to become independent power generators by putting solar panels on their roofs. And so Southern Company, it's in their financial interest to block efforts to make buildings and individuals and businesses energy independent. But we need to. The technology is there, and even if a household can't afford to buy expensive solar panels, there are so many companies out there where you can lease the panels, no money
upfront costs,
and it actually is cheaper on your utility.
I want to hammer this home so that everyone understands this, because Debbie, I think this is key to your objection. Our power that we plug into is centralized in this country, centralized in utilities, and it means the political power is centralized in those utilities. And the radical promise of solar power for a Tea Party activist like Debbie or a lefty like myself, right, is decentralizing that power so that Southern Company isn't just controlling the power, people actually are controlling their own fate and power.
If we want more clean and renewable energy in this country, then we've got to do something about it. 30 states have these renewable standards. Good for them. They're the heroes. There's no saying
Texas is one of them. A lot of red states. Yeah.
There's no saying if you don't care where you are, you're never going to be lost. Well, the states need to make choices about what kind of future they want, and that's what Debbie's right about this. There should be renewable standards in every state. We ought to have a national renewable energy standard.
Debbie.
Now, I disagree with that, but I do believe that in Georgia we can show where groups from the left and right are putting our differences aside. We support coal, we support nuclear, but we believe in diversification of our energy portfolio. I'm a grandmother. I care about my grandson's future, and our world is using more and more energy every day. We have to look for the future, and we have to make sure we have an ample energy supply. In Georgia, we found a conservative way to do it, and it's brought together people on the left and right. We are forming what we call a green tea coalition.
I like it. I like green tea, and I like the green tea coalition. I'm going to be rooting you on with the big vote this week. Debbie Dooley from the Tea Party Patriots, former Senator Byron Dorgan, and Tyson Slocum from Public Citizens. Really a pleasure to have you here.
Guys, what's the one thing that the Koch brothers and the conservatives are always talking about? One thing, two words. The free market, right? Don't they always want to embrace the free market? Well, what could be more free than sunlight? But no, they don't want to hear about that, no, because it's not free to them. And they don't want to do anything that's not free to them. And guys, you know, when you embrace, saving with solar and you embrace the free market, you start saving with sunshine, and solar panels create what the conservatives and the Republicans call all the time, solar panels create trickle-down economics. That's right, but the money trickles down where? Into your pocket. It goes deep. And I mean, hey, if you have a $300-400 electric bill, can you imagine if you eliminated that and you started to put that money towards your kids' college education, or start paying off some of your debt? But with the trickle-down economics, you can redistribute wealth. And how many times have we heard this on Fox? Yeah, they're redistributing the wealth. Yeah, well, you're going to redistribute it into your own pocketbook. And by doing that, you're going to do what? You're going to eliminate uncertainty. That's right. You eliminate uncertainty because you know exactly where the money's going. Deep. Deep, deep. And there's one added bonus, guys. I'm sorry, I should say two. You become a job creator. That's right, because you got to put people to work to put up the panels. But not only do you put people to work, look what you're doing for the planet with the zero emissions. And I mean, guys, on this show, we've shown you so many times where people live virtually fossil fuel free. I mean, and the next clip we're going to show you it's called Going Green, and it's about the kids. And guys, that's what it's all about. I mean, we can talk until we're blue in the face. But when you see these kids out at where the solar panels are, where they're turning this on, this is going to be a day that they'll never forget for the rest of their life. And when you see how they flip the switch, and I'm sure it's just a fake switch, but they'll never forget the idea that, pulling the thing over, and you know what? Sometimes it's better just to watch the clips and try to explain it. So Judy, hit it.
Can you see clearly that it's off? Okay, good, it's off. Okay, now I'm going to count down from 10 down to 0, and then I'm going to say pull. Don't pull until I say pull, but then when I say pull, everybody has to pull. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pull!
I'm Trey Van Beek.
I'm Amy Greenfield.
We're both co-owners of Ideal Energy. Ideal Energy is a renewable design and installation business. Right now, because of the market for renewable energies, it's just really taking off, and the businesses here in Fairfield and in Iowa have the right incentives, and it gives us the right opportunity to do what we're doing, which is look at the ideal energy solution for most businesses here.
When we started lining out the incentives, we came to realize that solar is extremely profitable in the state of Iowa. Germany is famous for the amount of solar usage that they have in the country there, and actually their solar radiation values are less than what we have in Iowa. So actually we have the power to produce more energy right here. Originally we proposed to cover less than 50% of their power. And when Troy came and made the presentation, they're like, all right, well, we'll think about it. And he gets a call a couple days later and they said, what does it look like if we cover 100% or more?
I'm Sandra Ward, and I'm with the Sky Factory. I do the public relations here, and I'm part of the marketing team. We don't really exactly have titles, so I guess I would just say Sky PR. That's me. Part of what we wanted here today was for it to be educational, you know, to have Ideal Energy on hand to tell people what their options are, how they can do it. I know they give a lot of workshops as well to just educate people. And so today was very much about that too, so that other businesses and even for, you know, private residences, for people that are interested in renewable energy and want to go solar, this was a really great opportunity to hear from them and to realize that it is possible for us.
I'll tell you honestly, it doesn't have much business meaning. I could care less if Sky Factory gets some market advantage because we're now solar powered and all that. What it really means to me is summed up by the Eco Pledge and the fact that we had 80 kids thinking seriously, reciting that pledge, signing that pledge, taking it home, because that's where the future is. I mean, this is a drop in the bucket. This is insignificant, really, in what's going on in the world. So how do we multiply it? That's what this moment is about as far as I'm concerned. How do we multiply it?
How do we multiply the effort? You know, another clip we showed the Somers Street School in Danbury, where as you drive into the school, you see the solar panels on the roofs every day when those kids go to school. Repetition. Repetition is the mother of learning. And it's going to become like second nature to them. They're going to look at a building and go, where's the solar panels? I don't see them. But we're going to have a lot more fun because we're going to visit a town in Germany and another town where I'm telling you, it's unbelievable what they're doing with solar. But getting back to the kids and what the older gentleman said, and he said that the kids took a pledge today. So I'm going to read you that pledge because I know what some of you think, they probably have to swear to this and they have to do this. Guys, the pledge is very, very simple. Here it is. I know that my life is a part of nature. I know that all life on our planet is connected. I know that everything I do influences and affects the whole world, both now and in the future. I have a voice inside that knows what is right. It is my conscience. I pledge to always listen to my conscience and think about how my actions affect everything around me. The people, the animals, the plants, the earth, the water, the air, the sky, everything. To help my family, my community, and my world, I pledge to live my life as an eco-conscience for nature and the world. As an eco-conscience, I am a voice that never forgets and always helps to remind those around me that nature is not different from us, that the planet is our home, and that we must always care for and treat it with respect and love. Guys, I got one, Judy, if you can come back to me, I got one thing to add to that. Any questions? Any questions? It's that simple. You know, we got to take care of what we have. It's that simple, guys. We got to stop playing games. There's no planet B. You know, we've been through this already. Now, we're going to show you a company, we're going to show you a city in the country of Germany, Freiburg, Germany, that is setting an example for the solar cities of tomorrow. So Judy, let's see what they got.
In the Black Forest of southern Germany. It's turned itself into a leading solar city, perhaps the leading solar city. Freiburg's railway station is where most visitors arrive. The first thing they see is the tallest solar power plant in southern Germany, a symbol of an energy policy that began as a protest against nuclear power. Rolf Disch is the architect of many of Freiburg's solar buildings, including his own home.
Es ist ein Experimentierhaus. Wir haben mit diesem Haus...
This is an experimental house. With this house, we've tackled many problems. One of these is energy. This is the first surplus energy house that we've built, which produces 5 times the amount of energy that the house needs.
Disch now builds solar-powered low-energy houses for others. These are the first of 150 that make up Freiburg's first solar village. Disch's houses are not only living spaces, they're also power plants. The solar-powered roofs generate more energy than the occupiers need.
Also die Idee, die dahinter steckt, ist nicht...
The idea behind this housing development is becoming more and more a question of not merely saving energy, but of opening out and using nature. It's not about exhausting nature, but taking advantage of it completely.
Vollen Zügen.
The whole city is involved in Freiburg's solar policy. There's even a solar plant on the grandstand roof of the local football stadium. Many other private companies and public facilities make their roofs available for solar modules. The people of Freiburg buy shares in the panels and are reimbursed when the power is sold to the city electricity scheme. Naturally, the public swimming pool is heated by solar power, and the parking meters are also powered by solar. With Freiburg reaping major economic rewards, there's a booming demand for new solar technology. At the factory where much of the hardware is made, solar power modules in the glass facade, plus a power plant fueled by vegetable oil, together give enough energy for the whole building. But technology is moving fast. Until now, solar panels have been things to stick on buildings. The next generation of panels will be in the structure of the building itself. The Solar Cafe just outside Freiburg has a roof made with this new technology, semi-transparent solar panels. They're not on the roof, they are the roof. They let in sunlight and give the architect greater flexibility in design. They're part of the building materials, panels of a solar future. Freiburg has come out of the shade and into the sunlight. Will the rest of the world follow?
Guys, the world is changing. We got to change with it. Never mind, we got to change ahead of it. But it looks like Germany's kicking our butt. I mean, Germany, if it doesn't move, they put a solar panel on it. If it's moving, it's a windmill. But guys, the next clip we're going to show you is called Masdar City. And it's a city that's going to be built right outside of Abu Dhabi, one of the richest fossil fuel megas in the world. And they are embracing solar and renewable energy. Why? Because they get it. They understand we got to stop burning this crap. I mean, you know, fossil fuel has seen its day. And the sooner people get the idea, the better off we'll be. So once again, let's go and take a look at Masdar City and see what they're doing there. Judy?
Hi, I'm Sarah Backhouse for Future 360. We are at Masdar City in Abu Dhabi, and this is the 10-megawatt solar farm that's powering the city.
Okay. Masdar City is a Norman Foster designed, high-tech, low-carbon, sustainable city of the future with a price tag of $20 billion. The city is currently home to students of the Masdar Institute of Science and Technology, an offshoot of MIT. First stop is the solar panel farm, where a variety of technologies are being tested for their viability. While transportation around the city takes place in a fleet of electric vehicles, walking is encouraged within the city walls, and the experience is anything but pedestrian. One of the most interesting things about Masdar is the way traditional architecture blends seamlessly with state-of-the-art modern technology to maximize energy efficiency.
You see the terracotta buildings, the way that the buildings are shaded, the wind tower, but also combining this with very modern facade system with double glazed glass, with thick insulation to reduce total energy consumption.
And it's working. The buildings reduce energy demand by 56% and potable water demand by 54%. This wind tunnel, also a feature of Arabic culture, allows people to congregate outside in the hot summer months. The city will eventually be home to 40,000 people, with another 50,000 commuting each day. But the first residents are the Masdar Institute students and staff who use the campus as their innovation playground, testing and developing a variety of technologies. The Institute's Knowledge Centre offers a place for students to study, while the spherical roof harvests energy from photovoltaics. Future 360 were among the first to set foot in the newly unveiled Phase B of Masdar City.
Phase B at Masdar Institute. This increases our total floor space by about 150% and enables us to increase the students living here from just over 100 to over 300. It will enable us to grow the total student size from about 350 to between 600 and 800 over the coming 3 to 4 years.
Corporations are also looking to call Masdar City home. Siemens will soon be moving into their LEED Platinum Middle East headquarters, with GE and Mitsubishi Heavy Industries to follow suit.
We are not just a science project, we actually are commercial development. We also believe that to be sustainable, to be replicatable, no one's going to do anything that around the world if you can't make any money doing it.
The final stop on our tour of Masdar City was definitely the most fun.
So we are in the PRT. These are personal rapid transit vehicles. The PRT is navigated by driving along a magnetic track. This is driverless, it's all electric, it's carbon free, and it's here in Masdar City.
Masdar City is a pioneer in sustainable design and renewable energy, one that will hopefully inspire other cities to think smarter, leaner, and greener.
Dynamite, weren't they? And you know, you get in there and you tell her where you want to go, and that's it. I mean, the future is going to be so dynamite. And the next clip, we're going to introduce you to a new company, a company that's new to me. And the name of it is called Windstream. And guys, you know, the one thing that that very rare that you see, it's wind turbines, roof-style wind turbines. So, Judy, let's play the next clip, and I want you to watch. Look at that. Guys, now isn't that telling you something? I mean, I'm watching these things spin, and, you know, it's almost like they're making a pattern of sorts. And I can almost see on there, you know, Eat at Joe's or the Parkway Diner, or you know, somebody with an imagination, if they were to paint those things the right color, I'm sure that they would, you know, they could spell something out or you know, make some kind of picture or something. But guys, look at, I mean, aren't they dynamite? And you can always tell when the wind's blowing. All you got to do is look up. All right, so the next clip that we're going to do, we're going to show, this is going to be an indoctrination into Windstream. So guys, like I said, I wasn't really aware of this company until about a week ago. And we're just going to, you know, the next clip is going to introduce the company, and then we're going to show you they have a dynamite mobile unit for disaster relief, and then we're going to show you a place they did in Kingston, Jamaica, that's going to blow you away. So, Judy, hit the next one.
Nobody here in the United States worries that when they hit the switch on the wall, the lights won't come on. That's not the case around the world. Windstream Technologies was founded in 2008. The vision that I had for the company at that point was to come up with a solution for small wind harvesting or energy generation in an urban setting, rooftop wind.
What we knew was that there's a limited amount of resources on your roof. So whatever our system was, it was going to have to very efficiently get everything that it could from the environment.
And the solution that we came up with evolved from a wind-only into a hybrid technology called the solar mill. We have built the very first fully integrated hybrid renewable energy solution that's available on the market.
Each triple turbine unit is rated at 500 watts maximum power output. So if we have a system with a single turbine unit and a couple of panels, then you're looking at about 1,000 watts.
A product like the solar mill is one that is almost like the best of both worlds. You know, we commonly refer to it as solar plus because of that very thing. People get to enjoy the benefits of both.
The vision that I had for the product was to build a hybrid solution of wind and solar that could then be deployed anywhere in the world as a scalable, affordable, renewable energy product for a global market.
There is not a country on earth that can't use some aspect of what we can provide here. We deploy to markets that even I would have never guessed that we would be in.
Africa, India, Latin America. All of these areas, they are either lacking in energy or in areas where energy is high priced. And now our biggest customer is in Jamaica.
In Jamaica, we have very high energy costs. I mean, almost 4 times what we have in the US. Now, you have people who could genuinely afford things like maybe an air conditioner. They can buy it, but they just can't afford to use it.
So our affordable and scalable solution fits in those markets.
If I were to look at where we came from, Windstream has done one thing right, and that's instead of dictate to the market what we're going to do, we listened to what the market really wanted to do.
There really is no retail focus on renewables the way Windstream's really looking at it. And so the idea that the average Joe, so to speak, can actually get a product like this and place at their home, that's a big win.
We've recently introduced a mobile product. The mobile mill is a portable trailer being used right now by first responders that rolls out to a disaster site and inside of 1 minute can be deployed and operational, where historically it would take up to 6 hours. And we're very excited about that opportunity. It's not just that we create cheap, affordable power. We're doing good in the world. Using wind, using sun, being able to harness all that and run it through a common electronics bus so that the user at the end of the day only need worry about, how do I want to use it? That's what we have built. That's what we're proud of.
Guys, that little trailer that they have, the next clip is on that, and it shows how this is used in disaster relief. And I tell you, this could be a game changer. Because, you know, like with Hurricane Sandy, you know, a bunch of people from this area went down to help out, and things were bad. So let's take a look at this disaster relief trailer, and I tell you, this will change lives. It's a game changer. So Judy, let's have the next one. Guys, I bet the people up in Boston could use one of those things, huh? I mean, think about what they're going through up there with all, and we're supposed to get another snowstorm tomorrow night into Wednesday. So 15 more inches of snow, and we set the all-time record. But let's go back. We got one more clip from Windstream, and this is a place that they powered in Kingston, Jamaica. And when you see this thing up and running, I mean, this is overloaded to the max, but I tell you, I hope they're making enough power to power the whole neighborhood. So Judy, hit it. Guys, aren't those wind turbines mesmerizing? I mean, they just make you want to sit there and watch them. I mean, I don't know, if I had an office nearby them, I'd probably be spending too much time looking at them. But you know, tonight we wanted to do a thing on Obama. And Judy, do we have enough time to run that real little clip? Can we throw that in?
Oh. Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
Guys, I wanted to do that for my buddy Uncle Joe, because I tell you, everything, when something goes wrong, it's Obama's fault. It doesn't matter what it is. No matter what it is, it's Obama's fault. The plow on Joe's truck broke. It's Obama's fault. His taxes are too high. It's Obama's fault. His pizza didn't taste good. It's Obama's fault. His beer was flat. It's Obama's fault. Next week, we'll just do everything on Obama's fault. So until then, guys, Judy, how much time we got left?
5.
4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, we'll see you next week, and we'll be on time.